Hello, my name is Ember. Welcome back to my channel where I play The Sims 4. Today I have a video for you all that I've been working on for a really long time. It's part of my Pride Flag build series where I'm basically building houses based on the colors of the different pride flags in The Sims 4, and I'm also creating Sims to live in those houses. It's been really fun so far. The first thing I built in this series was a rainbow gay pride home made of colorful shipping containers, and then I built an asexual inspired Victorian home for some ace vampires to live in. That was really cool. And now I have this build, which is based on the Aromantic pride flag, and it's basically a black, white, and gray modern home with a lot of eco influence. There's plants everywhere and plant walls, lots of greenery. So yeah, I think it turned out really well. It did take forever to build, which, that's just because I spend a lot of time on it. I want it to look perfect. I love to add so many details. I usually create the Sims first and then create their house so I can know what sort of details to add, what would their rooms look like, that sort of thing. If you'd like to get to know the Sims that I built this house for better, I have a video about those Aromantic Sims that I made that I posted a week ago. You can find it on my channel, or you can find it in the playlist I made of these Pride Flag inspired builds and Sims, which I'll link in a card and also probably at the end of this video or whatever. So if you want to get to know them or any of the other Sims that I've created for this Pride Flag series or see any of their houses, you can find that there. So you may notice this is a pretty long video. I don't know if it's that long compared to other speed builds, but yeah, it's pretty long, and the reason for that is it took me about 10 to 15 hours to build this house. I think I have over 10 hours of recorded video footage, but I didn't record everything. And I definitely cut out some stuff from this speed build footage because some things just aren't that exciting to watch, or I am very indecisive, so I'll switch back and forth and try out a bunch of things a bunch of times, and I'm y'all don't need to see that. It's very disorienting, and so a lot of times I just cut out the parts where I'm being indecisive and you only see the final product. But I'm sure I included some of those in there. But yeah, so a lot of parts were cut out. I also try to cut out the parts that are sort of dizzying or disorienting, because I do speed the footage up quite a bit, and I have this habit of just sort of twirling the camera around while I'm thinking, which isn't great for recording a video. I didn't realize how much I do that. But just the little arrows that turn the camera around, I'll just go spinning around in a circle, and then I'm well, I gotta cut that footage out. Or sometimes you want to look at things from multiple angles, and so you're switching back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. When that's really sped up in video footage, it does not look good. So yeah, those are all the parts that you won't see in this video. But hopefully, it'll be a nice picture of what the house looks like and partly what my process was for building it. So maybe I'll be rambling a little bit more than usual in this voiceover because I have 30 minutes to fill. So I've been thinking about, what can I talk about? So I'll probably start out with some channel updates and what I've been doing recently and plans for future videos. And then in this series, I've been sharing some YouTubers in the category that the video's about. So previously I'd recommended some gay YouTubers, and I recommended some asexual YouTubers and YouTube channels. And so I want to do that again for this one. So I'm going to recommend some Aromantic YouTubers. And then I'll, talk about the house, of course, and my process of building it, and all the Sims that I made and what their rooms are like and all that sort of stuff. I was thinking also maybe I'll do some aromantic, talking about being aromantic, or talking about aromantic terms that people might not know, because as someone who's aromantic, there's just not a lot of information on that. So I figure if I'm going to be talking about these concepts, it might be useful for you to know what is amatonormativity, what is a queer platonic partnership, that sort of thing. But yeah, since it is so long, I am going to include timestamps in the video description, and that'll also make chapters in the video, so you can click to any parts that you're interested in seeing. But if you want to watch the whole thing, that would be great too, and you can, see my whole process for building the house. I do like making speed builds, but I feel sometimes they can be pretty long, so I'm wondering, what formats do you all like? Do you like speed builds, or would you rather a sort of build with me format where I'm talking through it as I build, or not showing every single step, because I've been watching some videos like that recently where it's like they're actually much shorter than speed builds, even though you'd think like if it's not sped up it wouldn't be shorter, but it's like cutting out the irrelevant stuff, you know? And just sort of like talking through what you've done when building. And so I've considered, I did my freezer bunny house like that, and I kind of like doing that format. But I think for this series, the speed build makes the most sense because, like I said, it takes a really long time to build them, like 10 to 15 hours. And I want to include that whole process, and like I want to have time to just sit down and work on it over, you know, several weeks or whatever. And it also gives me a good opportunity to talk about like Aromantic YouTubers like I want to do, and, you know, give some recommendations for channels that I like. So that is nice. I could also start doing like just have some music over part of the speed build instead of trying to do a voiceover the whole time. I know that some people do that, and I like it some. I do also like having some of a voiceover though, like especially talking about what happened in the build and just giving some context and stuff. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you like. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing, or, you know, maybe this is the first video you've watched and you haven't subscribed yet. That's great. I hope that if you like it, or if you like any of my other videos, you subscribe and stick around and, you know, see what else I'm making. I'm planning to make more houses and more Sims in this series. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I've considered maybe doing like a trans flag inspired house in Sims. I've been doing like really big houses for this, and it does really take a long time, so I was thinking like, okay, maybe I should make them a little bit smaller, but I'm not sure yet. I definitely want to do like a non-binary flag one, but then I'm also like thinking about it, and like I don't know what house I would make with those colors of the non-binary flag, like purple, black, yellow, and white. Like, you know, it was easy to come up with something for the aromantic flag and like the asexual flag, but yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. But yeah, I got a bunch of new subscribers recently because I made a short that like went, okay, it didn't go viral. It got way bigger than most of my other videos are, but it's like shorts are so weird because in like 3 hours randomly, like this was like probably 6 hours after I uploaded it, in like a 3 hour time span, it got 4,000 views. And then since it's gotten barely anything, and before it got barely anything, and it's like, why do shorts work like this? Like the algorithm is so strange. I don't understand it. And like the thing is, when people were seeing my video, like people mostly liked it. So I don't know why, you know, like why would they just decide, all right, 3 hours, that's it. We're no more showing the video to anyone. I don't know. It's just short. I find shorts very strange. But yeah, I got 4,000 views on that. So that's cool. And then I think a lot of people have also been finding my like longer version of that video about the new Pride nails and some of the issues I found with it. If you're interested in like looking to see more about those issues and like my review of the new Spa Day refresh, you can see those videos. They're like the most recent ones on my channel. But basically, you know, I was just trying to do a normal review of the refresh and like look at the new nails, and then I realized, oh, they're not working for any of my trans Sims. Like, why is that? And so I did a little bit of research and figured out that like, oh, this glitch of the nails is literally only happening to Sims that are like trans or gender non-conforming in like the way they dress, or like their body is, you know, they're not cis. Yeah, so I was like, well, that's definitely an oversight. That just shows like, you know, they included trans pride nail polish, right? They're like, yeah, trans rights, non-binary rights. We included, you know, flag nail polish, but then I can't even use it on my non-binary and trans Sims. So like, come on. So yeah, I'm glad that people found that video like informative and helpful. There were definitely some responses that were like, oh, this isn't real. Like, you're making too big of a deal out of it. But like, I'm not saying they're purposefully discriminating against trans people. The whole point is that they just didn't think about it, and that's a problem, you know? Like, I'm fully aware of like the reasons why this type of mistake would have been made, but like they should have thought about it and they didn't. So I've been trying to make like a schedule of what videos I want to upload in like the next month or so, and I'm thinking after this I'm going to upload probably like a build challenge. I haven't done many of those on my channel, but I have like done some of them and they're really fun. I've seen a lot of people doing the like every room is a different budget challenge recently, so I might try that one. And then, okay, there's something that I've been wanting to do like since before I started my channel, honestly, but then when I started out, like I was getting the hang of recording and I didn't want to mess it up, you know? I wanted to get better at recording videos before I started the series. But basically, I want to play The Sims as a bear. because there's like a bear costume that comes with Outdoor Retreat, and I did a whole series where I like played The Sims as the flower bunny, basically. Basically, I like just wore the bunny suit and like befriended the new bunnies from Cottage Living, and that was really fun. There's a lot of really cool like animal outfits in the game, and so I love bears so much, and I just really wanted to play The Sims as a bear, and I have this whole idea for a challenge in my head, so I'm planning to start that really soon. And it's really exciting because it's almost Fat Bear Week, which if you don't know what that is, I'm sure I'll explain it more later, but like there's this whole competition that the Katmai National Park has where like, okay, there's like a bunch of bears come there like to prepare and get fat, ready for winter to hibernate. And that's because like there's these big salmon runs there, and they all go to like these falls and this creek and just like eat tons and tons of salmon and getting fat for the winter. And so yeah, you can find those like live bear cams now, like they're live now, and you can see the bears. They're so cute and just like fishing and like all the little cubs. And yeah, it's great. I'll link those down in the description as well if anyone wants to go see those. And then Fat Bear Week is when people vote on like who's their favorite fattest bear, and like in the weeks leading up to their hibernation and stuff. So I'm really excited for that, and I definitely want to make like videos based on Fat Bear Week in The Sims as a bear. I think that'll be so exciting. And then I've also been planning to make a video of like a bunny gifting guide for The Sims 4. So like all the different gifts that you can give to the bunnies, and like what they can give to you, and like what's the best bet, and like what their favorite gifts tend to be, that sort of thing. So I'm definitely planning to do that. I haven't really done much like that. I think it'll take a lot of editing to like get all the footage I want and like match it up with things I want to say, but I'm really excited about that. And then yeah, those are some of my ideas for future videos that should be coming pretty soon. In the next few weeks, but let me know if you have any ideas for things that I could do in The Sims 4 or videos that you would like to see. Alright, so I'm actually impressed by how much time I've managed to fill this voiceover already. I'm doing pretty well. But now, yeah, I should probably actually talk about this house. So I built the house in Mount Komorebi. It took a while to like figure out, where I should build, because I knew I wanted it to be a modern style, because I was thinking like I could do a really cool black, white, and gray modern house with like green plants as like accents and stuff, and I thought that would be really cool. But there's not that many places to build modern houses in The Sims 4. Like, I was looking around at all the worlds, and I was like, where do you even build modern houses? Like, you can there's definitely some in Oasis Springs, but that's like the desert, and I was like, it doesn't really make sense for it to be, have tons of plants everywhere, but it's in the desert. And then I remembered that in Mount Komorebi, there's like this whole little section with like modern houses, and so I was like, okay, yeah, definitely, I can definitely build it there. So I think that turned out really well. I think that ended up being a good neighborhood to build it in, and like this lot worked pretty well for it. And then I was able to put like some bamboo around the house and stuff like that. A lot of times when I'm trying to build something, I like to look up like pictures for inspiration. So I think I searched like black, white, and gray eco home or something like that. I don't know, but I found a picture that had like a similar like balcony and then patio and pool type thing that this house does, and I thought it would work really well, and like I really like the shape of it, so I tried to do something like that with like the stairs outdoors leading up to like a little balcony, and I think it turned out really well. I'm glad that I used that as my inspiration for sure. And like all of my builds, you can find this one on the gallery at Raining Embers, which is my like gallery ID. I usually put that in the description of my videos as well. So yeah, if you want to download any of these builds and put them in your game, or download any of these Sims and, play with them, or just have them, there in the world for your Sim to interact with, you can definitely do that. Oh yeah, and so you can see over to the side here, two of the Sims are like standing in this little sauna I made. So I didn't really record the like making of the sauna, because I think it was when I was like fixing up some things around the outside and stuff, and I had the idea to put a sauna in because there's a little bit of extra space down there, and like I was using a lot of the spa day stuff, and I thought it would be cool to put a sauna. I've never put a sauna in like any of my builds before, but I thought it could fit right here. They could, have a nice little entrance that was like out by the pool, So I don't have a recording of like me creating that, but I think you should get, a little bit of a view of that at different points and stuff. And I'm pretty sure there's a screenshot of it at the end as well. But yeah, I thought it was cool to have a sauna, and I thought it fit. Oh yeah, you can see I'm like adding some candles and stuff in here. So you get a little bit of a view of it. It's also just really small, and like it's kind of hard for rooms like that to really give you a picture of what it looks like, because you kind of have to put the walls down. And I think that I'm gonna, I was planning to talk about my Aromantic YouTuber recommendations first, and then talk about the house and the Sims rooms and stuff, but I think because of like how the footage is, it makes more sense to go ahead and talk about the Sims and their rooms now, because that's what I'm working on. So this first room we're working on is Arjun's room. Like I said before, if you want to learn more about these Sims, you can also watch the video I made about them. But yeah, Arjun is a musician. He's like a songwriter. So you'll see in a little bit, I'll put a lot of musical instruments in here. Arjun is aromantic and agender, uses he, they pronouns. So I started out with just an aromantic flag in here, but I did later add an agender flag as well. So I put his bed up on a little platform with some plants behind it, and then I basically just filled the rest of the room with musical instruments. There's a keyboard, a guitar, a microphone, and like a violin. So he can make all sorts of music. That's sort of his job, is like just writing music, being a musician. And so Arjun is right now standing in the sauna with their sister, Nisha, who also lives in this house. So Nisha is also aromantic. Nisha is actually an aro-ace lesbian, and she lives up on the top floor with her queer platonic partner, Aspen. They do have separate rooms, but I thought it would be cool to because I figured I could fit probably 2 bedrooms on the top floor, and I thought it would be cool if they could, have bedrooms near each other, because they are queer platonic partners, and I feel like they'd want to talk to each other and hang out, and maybe they hang out in each other's rooms. There's also a really cool yoga and relaxation room up there. There's also a playroom, or the new play tent that came with Dream Home Decorator for the kid. So Alexis is Aspen's kid who lives in this house, and really they all take care of Alexis. I thought it was cool to have this different type of family where just they may not all be related by blood, but they're all a family and they all help care for Alexis. I'm also realizing now, I saw earlier, it looked like Alexis's room is already furnished, and I don't think I put the video of that in here. I don't remember seeing it, so oops, I might have forgotten to include the footage of decorating Alexis's room. I guess we'll have to see. There are a few screenshots of it. Maybe it was I don't know if I just forgot to record it, or if I just missed the footage for it, because like I said, I've been building this house for a really long time, so maybe I forgot to put that footage in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, it does. I mean, we've moved up to the top floor now, and I don't see Alexis's room in there. I would have liked to include it, but this video is already so long, I don't really want to move everything around to add that footage in. So, if you really want to see, you can download the house, but it is also in the screenshots. But I guess I can describe it a little bit. So Alexis has a lofted bed with an arrow pride flag above the bed. And then they have I think it's the bat from Vampires, the little bat stuffy thing that they, the giant stuffed animal that they can hug and stuff. And then there's a chess table and one of those experimenting tables, because Alexis is kind of a nerd and just likes learning things and playing chess, I think their trait is geek. So yeah, Alexis likes comic books and video games and collecting figurines. So I also put a bunch of little figurines in there around the desk. And yeah, I tried to I gave all of the Sims aspirations and jobs and skills and stuff. So I did try to put things in the house that they would need for their job and their aspiration. So I made sure to put a desk with a computer in Nisha's room, because Nisha is an activist, an environmental activist, and so she's technically in the politician career, but it's that's how you can be an activist in the game. And so I gave her like a podium as well in her room to like practice speeches and stuff. And I put up this environmental poster on the wall. I thought about putting up the little, like, they have little protest signs for like the environment, but I didn't really fit. But yeah, I put up a little environmental poster. And Alexis also has one down in her room, you know, sort of supporting Nisha's cause. She also cares about the environment, because like these Sims are very like environmentally conscious, and like that's what Nisha is very passionate about. She's also like a vegetarian, and I think Aspen is like a green fiend or something. They want to protect the environment and stuff. They're also very into like wellness. They have these meditation stools in their rooms, and like I said, they have like a yoga studio, just sort of an area on the second floor where they can all hang out and do yoga together. I did add a little bit with the spa day refresh, but I had mostly already finished building this house by the time that came out, and I really didn't want to go back and like rearrange everything. So you're not really going to see it in this video, but I think the version of this house that'll upload to the gallery will have a little bit of extra. So like in the yoga room, I think I added one more yoga mat from the new recolors, and I added like the new chair that you can do fingernail painting and like hand massages and foot massages on. And then we're not quite at Aspen's room yet, but I'll go ahead and just tell you about her and her room. So Aspen is an aromantic pansexual trans woman. Like I said, she is queer platonic partners with Nisha, and she is the parent of Alexis. Though, again, like they all are guardians of Alexis and help take care of her. And Aspen, like Nisha, has a meditation stool in her room. She has a lot of like bamboo. She's also a university student, so she's studying communications. And I did add like a nice desk for her to do work at and a bookshelf. I think I thought about putting like a backpack, but there weren't any that fit the colors. And this is like their shared bathrooms. They sort of have one that they can both use, and I thought it turned out really cute. It's kind of a weird shape in between their bedrooms, but you know, if they want to hang out whenever, they can just go through their bathrooms into each other's rooms and hang out and stuff. And then there's also a door out to the like patio area, this like upstairs balcony from the yoga room, and there's like a really nice outdoor space where they can hang out. I don't think we've seen that much of the outdoor space yet, but there's also like some really nice places to hang out outside in general. There's like a grill, there's a little like outdoor fireplace under a pergola with some chairs. There's like in the corner there's another yoga mat, and then they have a little pool with like lounge chairs around it. And I think it turned out really cool. And there's also like an entrance to the sauna, and then there's some stairs outdoors that lead up to the little balcony patio area where there's also like some couches and stuff. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about their houses in this build, honestly. I think you can mostly see what I'm doing. But yeah, I think it turned out really nice, and I really like these Sims a lot. Like, I've been playing with them some, and it's been really fun. I want to play with them more for sure. And like, I think I've set up some really cool stories for them, and like paths you can sort of take and develop with like Nisha as an environmental activist, and Aspen going to school and stuff like that. And also Arjun, you know, trying to write some songs and you know, sell those. So yeah, if you want to learn more about them, you can go watch my video that I made about them. But yeah, this is their house. I think it looks really cute. Obviously, I put lots and lots of aromantic flags everywhere because, you know, I mean, for one thing, it really helps with the color scheme because, like, I don't know if I mentioned, actually, like, I made this house almost, like, pretty much exclusively black, white, gray, and green, the colors of the aromantic pride flag. Like, I had those filters on the whole time. So, like, everything is pretty much black, white, gray, and green, or at least part of it is, or it's mostly that. So yeah, I stuck to this color scheme throughout the house, and I put up a lot of like aromantic pride flags everywhere. For one, because it helps with like keep with the color scheme. It also just, you know, that's the whole theme of the house, so why not? So I put them in a lot of rooms, but I think it looks cute. you know, they just got a good deal on Aromantic pride flags. They just bought them in bulk, and they just got like 7 for the house or whatever and put them around everywhere. I also really like some of the like decorating that I did. Like I have all this bamboo in Aspen's room, and then like in the windows I put some like plants in the windows, like some wall type plants, so that it looks like there's like plants in the glass on the side, like between Aspen's room and the balcony, and I think it looks really cool. And there's also these planters everywhere, so they can like plant things and grow things. I thought about like, you know, going ahead and planting some stuff, but I kind of just left them as they are because I figure like, you know, you can go and plant some stuff, whatever you think is fitting for the Sims, whatever, you know, you want them to be growing. And I think it's pretty fun to like plant things in those vertical planters. Though I wish that there were a few more options, like you might have to get repetitive with the amount that I put in this build. But it'll be nice, they can grow all of their own stuff, you know? Okay, so finally it is time for the part where I talk about Aromantic YouTubers I like and give you suggestions for some channels to follow to, you know, learn more about being aromantic and just kind of get to know some more aromantic people. Unfortunately, when it comes to being aromantic, there's not a lot of resources for it. It's honestly can be really hard to find those resources, which is part of why I want to make, you know, this video, though. I didn't go that into depth on like what it means to be aromantic. If you'd like a video like that or something in the future, let me know. I'd be happy to do something like that. But yeah, so there was, I was looking through, like, for a lot of these, when I've given recommendations for YouTubers, it's people that I've known for a while and followed for a while. Unfortunately, I realized, like, I didn't really know or follow that many aromantic YouTubers. And, I mean, part of that is just that there aren't that many, like, especially big channels. A lot of the ones that I did end up finding haven't been uploading videos for very long and don't have that many of them. But someone that I have been following for a few years who does have some videos on being aromantic is Celeste M. So Celeste is aro ace and genderqueer. A lot of their recent videos are on like transition, top surgery, testosterone, and other health stuff, but they do have some older videos that talk about what it's like being aromantic and specifically being married as an aromantic person, and I found those really interesting. So I'll definitely be putting the links for all of these channels that I mention down in the description. So if you'd like to go check them out, watch their videos, you know, learn more about being aromantic, I highly recommend it. And then, so besides Celeste, there wasn't really anyone that I had been following for like a super long time that talks about aromantic issues. So I went searching and I found a couple, but like I said, there aren't really that many like big channels talking about being aromantic. I did find Nick Hampshire, who talks a lot about being aromantic but not asexual, which I think is really cool because as much as like aromantics in general are super erased and we don't have a lot of representation, like when we are talked about, it's usually only aro ace people who are aromantic and asexual. And I think that people who are aromantic and allosexual are even more erased than a lot of other aromantics. So I think it's really cool that Nick is talking about what it's like to be aromantic but not asexual. He talks a lot about like what dating is like as an aromantic person, how to approach relationships, and talk about it with people. He's also in this video by Anthony Padilla, where he like interviewed romance repulsed aromantics. I find Anthony's videos to be pretty good. He talks to people like who have experience on different topics, and so the one on aromantic people was pretty good. I'll link it down below. It seems like all of the 3 people that were interviewed in that video are aromantic but not asexual, which is really cool. There's also a video, I think, on like interviewing asexual people. And another person who was in that video is Divinity, who I'm pretty sure doesn't seem to be on YouTube that much, like is mostly on Instagram and TikTok. But I did find Divinity's YouTube channel, and there's some good videos on there talking about being aromantic, so I'll link their channel as well. There's a few others that like I haven't, you know, they haven't posted that many videos. I don't really know them that well. I haven't watched that many of their videos. So take these recommendations with a grain of salt, but from what I've seen, they seem really cool. So I found Yasmin Benoit, who is aro ace, talks a lot about asexuality as well. Apparently had like a documentary about being ace that they didn't like. And I like Yasmin's video on realizing I'm aromantic asexual. And I also found Alice Aro, who does some videos reacting to aromantic memes, which is always fun. And I definitely enjoyed that video as well. if you know any more Aromantic YouTubers, if you're Aromantic yourself and, maybe make videos about it, please, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I'd love to find more Aromantic YouTubers. And I just really want to, increase visibility for Aromantic people and just have more out there talking about what it's like to be Aromantic, because I think a lot of people just don't even know it's a thing. Even people who might be Aromantic, but they've never been exposed to the idea, so they can't, find that label for themselves. So yeah, I'd love to talk more about being Aromantic. I'm not sure how it would really fit into this channel, what else I could tie into The Sims, but if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. And I hope that you've enjoyed this video and seeing this build and just whatever I've been rambling about for the past 30 minutes. And I hope that maybe you check out some of those YouTubers and find their content interesting and maybe relatable. And if you did enjoy it, go ahead and give the video a like, and maybe subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more videos like this or any of the other things that I've been doing in The Sims. I think I have a lot of interesting things planned that I hope y'all will like. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I took a bunch of screenshots of this house, so stick around if you want to see some screenshots of the finished product and what that looks like. And yeah, bye for now.